In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a complete guide for the brand new Halloween update in Roblox Grow a Garden. This is going to be the only guide you'll ever have to watch on this entire update because we're going to be going over all of the new seeds, all of the new pets, and all of the new features that we've gotten in this update. So if you guys are confused about anything in this update, watch this video all the way to the end. And as always, sit back, relax, and of course, help me get to 400,000 subscribers if you guys have not hit that subscribe button yet. Anyways, here it is, the brand new Halloween update. As you guys can see, we actually have multiple sections right over here. We have a bunch of new shops. As you guys can see, we have a brand new currency, we have a bunch of new NPCs, but hold on, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, and let's go ahead and start with the first thing that you need to do in this update, which is to go ahead and speak to the witch right over here. And the witch is actually going to ask you guys to submit a bunch of plants to fill up her cauldron. And when you guys go ahead and fill up her cauldron, well, let me just show you guys, she is going to give you guys a bunch of rewards. So there you go, guys, we just got ourselves a bunch of candy corn and a bunch of spooky eggs. Now if you guys are wondering what candy corn is, this right here is candy corn, and candy corn can be used inside of the new shops. So yeah, this is going to be a brand new currency that you will have to go ahead and farm, but as you guys can see, I have 400 of it, guys. It is not difficult to farm at all. You do have to wait for 2 minutes every single time you go ahead and submit something here. Oh, by the way, this is a community event, as you guys can see right here, so you and your friends can actually do this. If you guys need help doing this event, if you guys don't want to do this with a bunch of random people inside of a random server, because we all know how difficult that is, go ahead and join my Discord server. Link is going to be in the description down below, and yeah, you guys can go ahead and find a bunch of people who are usually trying to do the event right in here. So yeah, guys, definitely go ahead, join the Discord server. It's going to help you guys out a bunch. Anyways, let's move on. So this NPC can give you guys a bunch of eggs, a bunch of the new currency, and I don't think that it gives anything else, but please correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, that is not the main NPC or the main concern of this event, because as you guys can see right here on the left, we have a Halloween market which disappears in the next 5 minutes, so let's go ahead and speed this up. So the Halloween market will spawn in basically when this timer here reaches an hour. So every single time this timer reaches an hour, that is when the Halloween event is going to spawn in. So the Halloween night, as you guys can see. I'm not sure if this is random or if this is aligned with that timer, but yeah, basically you gotta wait for the Halloween night to spawn in, which I think spawns in every single hour. And once it spawns in, as you guys can see, starting off with these two NPCs, there's a little bit of lore in this update, which is really cool. So if we go ahead and ask this guy, are you lost? Not lost, just visiting while the door stays open. Bro, what does that mean? What do you remember? Everything feels like a dream, familiar but strange. Will you disappear? When the world separates again, we'll return to the shadows. He's a ghost. He's a ghost. There's no better way to put it. I mean, look at him. Why are you here? The heart seed hasn't noticed, so we slipped through the cracks. What the hell is a heart seed? I'm not sure what a heart seed is, guys, but I feel like there is lore in this update, and honestly, it is very cool. So if you guys have any theories, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about devilish decor with Isaac. Very funny devs. But as you guys can see, we have a brand new cosmetics crate called the pumpkin crate, and inside this, you will be able to get yourself a bunch of new cosmetic items. Ignore this is just a placeholder. It's gonna get fixed still in the dev service, guys, so keep that in mind. We also have a new ghost lantern. Let's go ahead and buy this, and I don't think it gave me anything. Yeah, it didn't give me anything, guys, but it is I guess it's not working yet. A glow from the other side. Once again, I don't think this has been implemented into the game as of making this video, but soon it should be. Oh wait, no, these are all cosmetic items. I'm an idiot. They are in the game. They are right here. Never mind, I'm an idiot ×2 because yeah, they have not been added into the game yet. These are the perks of being a tester, because you never know when something works and something doesn't. But once again, these are all probably going to be cosmetic items, so don't worry about them. As you guys can see, it says it right there. We also have a tombstone and a casket and a skull chain, which looks very cool. Now the casket does say who's inside, and I don't think anyone is, because I checked right over here. And yeah, as you guys can see, I know it's pretty difficult, but there is nobody inside the casket, unfortunately. Moving on, we have a bunch of pets, as usual. We always have pets in this update. So here is all of the pets. We have the pumpkin rat. We're gonna get back to the abilities in a minute, but for now, here's the new pumpkin rat, the wolf, the ghost bear, and the reaper. We also have a brand new spooky egg, which you can can go ahead and get a bunch of new pets inside of. We also have a replacement for the moon cat, which I am very, very excited to show off, so we'll get back to that in a second. And moving on, we have a bunch of new seeds like the blood red mushroom, the jack-o'-lantern, GHOUL root. Someone corrected me in the comments. It's not GHOUL, it's GHOUL. Chicken feet. Yes, we have chicken feet on this update. Sear vine, which looks very, very cool. And finally, we have a poison apple. Once again, we're going to come back to all of the seeds in just a second, so sit back and relax. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Now, we also have this jack-o'-lantern event right over here, which happens once again every hour and 30 minutes. Yes, every hour 30 minutes, the jack-o'-lantern will arrive to grow a garden. So we're going to get back to that because I do have to wait 46 minutes for this to spawn in. But before we wait for that to spawn in, let's go ahead and talk about the brand new limited time transcended seed that we have in Grow a Garden, the Great Pumpkin Seed. So this thing actually has an ability. Yes, like a pet, this thing has an ability where every 5 minutes mutates a plant with the ghostly mutation, which is so freaking cool, dude. Moving on, as you guys probably saw, we no longer have tier 2 seeds in Grow a Garden. Yes, tier 2 seeds have been taken out of the game because honestly, nobody was purchasing them anyways. But as you guys can see, it has now been replaced with daily deals, and this resets every 24 hours. So you are gonna have a daily deal right over here. You can purchase this at any point of the day. And as you guys can see, currently we have the grape seed. This is gonna last in here for 24 hours. So you guys can come here, hit that purchase button. We also have a bunch of broccoli seeds, which if you guys remember, broccoli seeds were from the tier 2 market. So yeah, they are still obtainable in the game just through the new daily seeds right over here, which is pretty cool. Honestly, I fully support this idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Okay, so the jack-o'-lantern event is about to start in about 10 seconds. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, it is going to come up from the ground. Looks very, very cool the way this thing just spawns in, I guess. But if you go ahead and speak to him, I guess you have to go ahead and submit a bunch of plants to him. And if the plant is good, I believe you get a reward for it. So if we head back to my garden and just pick up a random plant. By the way, this guy only lasts for 5 minutes. So you gotta be very, very quick. Let's go ahead and submit this thing to him. And there you go. Okay, he liked that and he gave us 2 candy corn for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think if you give him a bad plant, okay, let's go ahead and try and give him a single blueberry and see what he thinks about that. Submit held fruit, and there you go. Okay, so apparently it has to be a Halloween only plant. Okay, that is interesting. I actually didn't know that. So yeah, if you go ahead and give him a bad plant, I believe he scares you with a little spooky jump scare. So let's go ahead and just use Robux to jump scare everyone in my server right now. Okay, I did it, but nothing's happening, huh? I'm not sure if that feature works. It did take my money, but it's supposed to scare you guys with a little jump scare on screen, but I guess it hasn't been added into the game yet. Anyways, let's go ahead and now talk about all of the new pets that we got in this update before we go ahead and talk about all of the new seeds, because obviously guys, we have a bunch of new seeds. Starting off with the first pet, this one you can get from the new spooky egg. It's gonna be the bat, which you guys saw right there. So here it is, my bat, and let's go ahead and see what this thing does. Oh hello, it's come to say hi. So nice. Grants spooky plots in a 32 stud radius a 0.69 times variant chance boost. In other words, it's quite useless, but if you are trying to grow spooky plants and you really want them to be rainbow or gold, you can use a bunch of these. Once again, if you really want a gold spooky plant. Yeah, besides that, this thing's pretty useless. Next up, we have the bone dog, and this thing might be very cool. Now I say might be because check out its ability. Every 80 seconds has a 15% chance to dig up a random seed. Now what would this random seed be? I really hope these random seeds include event seeds, because that would be pretty cool, but it would also be very overpowered, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But honestly guys, it would be so freaking cool if that is the case, but once again, we'll have to test it out and see what happens. Next up, we have the spider. Yes, we have a spider in Grow a Garden now. Let's go ahead and plop this guy down, and this guy every 8 minutes weaves a 18 stud web that lasts for 10 seconds. Pets on that web advance cooldown an extra 1 second every second, and plants grow an additional 15 seconds every second. So honestly guys, the spider pet is low-key not that bad. I honestly really like the spider pet's ability, Oh my god, what the hell is going on? That was a massive earthquake. But anyways, yeah, that is what the spider pet does. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the rarer pets now. So the spider pet is, I believe, like a 20% chance to get, whereas the new black cat, aka the moon cat replacement, is a little bit better than that. So every 4 minutes goes to a witch's cauldron cosmetic and naps near it for 14.67 seconds. New fruits within a 10 stud radius will be 1.11 times larger. So not as good as the moon cat, not even as good as the orange tabby, but honestly guys, this is the best we have gotten to the moon cat in a very long time. So if for some reason you do not have the moon cat, you do not have the pancake stack, you can go ahead and use the new black cat, which is extremely good. Like, I would not sleep on this, bro. This is a very good pet. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about the best pet that we have gotten this update. The 0.5% chance headless horseman, which I did not manage to get, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Skid Gaming here, because I'm basically just stealing that pet for this. But every 30 minutes hunts a random level 57. Now this number can change. So random age pet without a mutation, resetting it to level 1 and bestowing one of the 4 chaotic mutations: the Dreadbound mutation, Soul Flame mutation, Spectral, or a rare 7.7% chance Nightmare mutation. Now once again, because I am in the testing server, we don't really know what these mutations do. As you guys can see, even on the wiki, nobody really knows yet. But hopefully once the update actually comes out, you guys can go ahead and visit the wiki, and you should be able to see each and every one of these mutations and what they do. Yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to some of the other pets that we have in this update, starting off with the brand new pumpkin rat. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the pumpkin rat, and there it goes. But this guy every 7 minutes converts a pumpkin into a random jack-o'-lantern cosmetic. Collect all 5 variants. So I did actually leave this guy with a bunch of pumpkins, and my pumpkins have disappeared. They were right here. Let me see if I got any new cosmetic items in my inventory. Oh, I actually did. Okay, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the jack-o'-lantern. So apparently there is 5 different variants of these, and I got very unlucky and got basically all of the same variants. No freaking way, bro. Although there's some that are sad, there's some that are happy. That's pretty cute. So yeah, I guess that's what the variant means. I thought there'd be like different colors and stuff, but no, some are happy, some are sad. I'm really sorry my garden's a mess, guys, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Moving on, the next pet that we have is going to be the wolf. So here is what the wolf is going to look like, and honestly guys, this thing has a very cool ability. Hold on, give it a second to load up. There it is. Yeah, it looks very cool. Does not look like it's part of Grow a Garden at all, but let's go ahead and place this guy down and see what he does. So this guy every 4 minutes howls. Fruits in a 20 stud radius have a 15% chance to get the moonlit mutation and turn into a werewolf for 35 seconds, granting a bonus of 40% movement speed and 81% jump height. I'm gonna leave this guy in my garden. Let's see if he turns us into a werewolf very soon. Next up, we have the ghost bear, and yeah, you guys saw it right there. Ooh, very scary. Every 18 minutes goes to a nearby fruit and scares it, applying the spooky mutation. Once again, let's just leave this in the garden and see if it applies the spooky mutation to anything. And finally guys, the last pet that we got in this update is gonna be none other than the brand new Reaper. So here is what the Reaper is going to look like. Extremely cute. Let's go ahead and see what this guy actually does. So the Reaper every 22 minutes sacrifices 4 fruits in your garden to apply a medium passive boost or a medium XP boost to a random pet in your garden. Basically, if you guys are too lazy to feed your pets a medium treat or a medium toy, yeah, this thing is gonna go ahead and do it for you, which is pretty cool. But again, every 22 minutes, how useful is that? Maybe if you get multiple of these, that might be better. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this pet in the comments down below. Once again, this is the rarest pet you can get from the shop itself, so yeah, quite difficult to get this, but still, once again, let me know what you guys think about it. Oh, we also have a brand new event in the game, a new weather event called the Full Moon, where you have a slightly high chance to get the Bloodlit mutation. Yes guys, Bloodlit is back in the game, and this is what this is gonna look like. Looks very cool. I thought maybe the wolf's ability would be better inside of a full moon event, but no, the wolf is unaffected by the full moon. It would be very cool if you could be a werewolf for full time during the full moon event, because you know, full moons, werewolves, you get what I'm trying to say. Devs, please fix. Here is another very cool event. This is gonna be the bat attack event. Bats are flying around, your fruit can get the new vamp mutation. And as you guys can see, I got the vamp mutation on a bunch of my plants. Once again, the values for these are not confirmed, so I can't really tell you guys how much the vamp mutation gives you. But once again, the event just looks very cool. Anyways, now the time you guys have all been waiting for, the brand new seeds, including the brand new Transcended Great Pumpkin Seed. Let's go ahead and talk about these right now. Just want to remind you guys, but oh, I'm a werewolf. I'm a freaking werewolf, and yeah, this is how fast I actually move, and I have extreme crazy jump. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cute. I was expecting it to like turn into some buff freaking furry, but this works too, I guess. But anyways, just want to remind you guys that some of the plant values might not be final in this video. So yeah, some of these might change. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off with all of the new pests that we got in this update. Starting off with the brand new blood red mushroom. This is what it is going to look like. It is a single harvest plant. So if we go ahead and carry this over to the sell NPC, let's see how much this thing sells for, and it is about 22,000 shekels, which I feel like might be its final price, because yeah, this thing is very easy to get. Moving on, the jack-o'-lantern, and this thing is not a single harvest. As you guys can see, this is actually going to grow back. It is going to keep on growing back, so that is pretty nice. But let's go ahead and see how much this thing is actually worth, and this thing is going to be about 30,000 shekels. Once again, isn't supposed to be crazy, guys. This is just supposed to be a plant you can collect as a little memory of Halloween, I guess. You can keep this in your garden. It looks very cool, and of course, after this Halloween update, it is going to be gone forever. Alright, so the next plant is going to be the GHOUL root right over here. Honestly, guys, this plant looks really cool. I don't know what's about it, bro, but like, yeah, just looks really neat. Like, there's a ghost right there or something. But let's go ahead and see how much this thing actually sells for. So here we have a 3.3 kg GHOUL root, and this thing is going to sell for about 50,000 shekels. So nothing too crazy, guys, but still pretty decent in my opinion. Oh, by the way, just to correct myself, no, the blood red mushroom is not a single harvest plant. You can multi-harvest it. As you guys can see, if you go ahead and collect this, the stem does actually stay, so you can actually keep on multi-harvesting this. But anyways, the next one is going to be chicken feet. Let's go ahead and see how much this thing is worth. It also does not look anything like chicken feet, so I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments down below. But my god, this thing is worth a lot of money. 123,000 shekels, which honestly is not bad at all. Next up, we have the seer vine. A very interesting looking plant, not gonna lie, but let's go ahead and see how much this thing is worth. This is the plant with the little eyes on it. Look at this, bro. It looks so freaking cool. Has to be one of the coolest plants in Grow a Garden, not gonna lie. But let's go ahead and see how much this thing is worth. 140,000 shekels. Yo, that actually is not bad at all. Let's see the smallest one I have. This thing is gonna be worth about 80,000 shekels. So you know what, guys? The seer vine is actually quite decent. Next up, we have the poison apple, one of the rarest plants in this update. Of course, this is a new prismatic plant, as you guys saw at the beginning of the video. But let's go ahead and collect this up and see how much this thing actually sells for. Honestly, not that interesting of a plant. It looks kind of like a sugar apple, I'm not gonna lie, with a little pointy bit at the end. Not sure what this is supposed to be. But anyways, let's see how much this thing is worth. 100,000 shekels. A slightly bigger one is gonna be worth about 190,000 shekels. And a medium-sized one is gonna be worth about 101,000 shekels. Once again, these prices are not confirmed, so this might change in the future. But for some reason, the poison apple is actually worse than the seer vine currently in the game. But once again, this might change in the future. Who knows? But still, man, the seer vine looks so freaking cool, man. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Great Pumpkin, the brand new Transcended Seed in Roblox Grow a Garden. So let's go ahead and see how much this thing actually sells for. Now, ignore the massive Great Pumpkin I have right over here. That's for a different video. For now, though, we are just going to be using this regular size one. So let's clean this up and see how much this thing actually sells for. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this thing takes like more than an hour to grow up. It takes a very long time. But let's go ahead and see how much a 25 kg Great Apple is. Great Pineapple. Great Pumpkin. What is wrong wrong with me? Anyways, Steven, what is the cost of this thing, good sir? 288,000 shekels. Okay, not bad at all. Now, once again, you could get a smaller grade apple. I'm not sure if this thing is better than Bone Blossom just as of yet. It might very well be better than the Bone Blossom, but once again, we'll have to wait and see for the official prices of this thing to be released into the game. But man, is this thing crazy. And guys, that is pretty much every single seed we got inside of this update. Oh, wait, one more thing we completely forgot. Now, of course, the Great Pumpkin does give you the ghostly mutation on your plants. So if you guys have the Great Pumpkin fully grown in your garden, you have a chance of getting the ghostly mutation. This is what it is going to look like. It kind of makes your plants this translucent way like this. So they're kind of see-through, which looks really, really cool. But let's wait for this thing to grow up and I'll show you guys how much a ghostly plant is actually worth. Actually, we can just go ahead and use ourselves a magnifying glass. And as you guys can see, this thing is going to be worth 2.13 million. If we go ahead and look at the price of the old gold root that I got, this thing was only 50,000 shekels. So guys, the new ghostly mutation might actually be very, very good. In fact, this thing might be a times 40 multiplier, which might be kind of crazy. But once again, I'm just fully guessing here. I'm literally just using one plant as reference. So I'm not really sure, guys, but this thing might be a times 30, times 40 multiplier, which is kind of very, very good. So yeah, if you guys are confused if whether you should get this thing or not, definitely get it. Once again, it is a limited time plant. It is going to be going away after Halloween. With that being said, guys, that is every single thing that has been added in the new Halloween update. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments down below. And as you guys could probably tell, these videos take a very, very long time to make. So if you guys could simply just drop a like and comment something in the comments down below just to help me with YouTube engagement and whatnot, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. And hey, if you guys enjoyed this video enough, maybe you could hit that subscribe button too. It's completely free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want to. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.